everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, June 5th, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody, for Happy Monday. It's a happy Monday. It's going to be a good day. Hey, we're starting the week up strong, as always. And joining me back here at Kruse Control is my lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight?
I'm alive, so that's something. How are you?
Alive and kicking, huh? I'm also sentient, and I'm here, and I'm doing, I'm sentient, all of that, so.
I like it.
But happy Monday, Sabrina, though. Yeah, welcome back to the show.
Monday. Yes, thank you.
Also,
thank you so much.
Yeah. And also joining us here on Kruse Control back again, the lovely Rachel Blakely. Rachel, welcome back to the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Happy Pride Month, everybody. It's June. Get out there,
right.
Be gay it up.
Be gay.
Everyone's gay.
Can I make a shirt that says "Gay it up" and just wear it every day this month?
You should do that.
I'm gonna do it. I love it.
That'd be great. Gay up, everybody.
Yeah.
And also joining us back on Kruse Control, it's been a minute, but he's back from bitching in the kitchen, Chris Panico. Chris, welcome back to the program. How you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing as great as Sabrina, and gay it up.
Gay it up.
And thank you for having me.
My new favorite sentence. Hi, GR.
Thank you for being here.
Hey, GR. What the hell am I doing without GR? I haven't talked to GR.
You've been missing GR in your life, right?
There's some hi guys from GR. Boom.
Hi, guys. Hey, GR. Welcome back. Good to see you here in the chat. Happy to have you here. And happy to have you both here. It's going to be a fun program, and as always, a lot's been going on. Like, there's a bunch of things we're going to talk about today. A big thing for our feature story, of course, but the DGA thing. There's a lot happening with that because the industry and the WGA strike is going to change a little bit, or maybe not. We'll talk about that later. But before we get to that, as always, now it's time for what? For some breaking news! All right, everybody, the very first thing I want to dive into is Renfield. That's right, Renfield. We're talking about, oh, it's weird, it's doing something weird in my ears. We're talking about Renfield. So Renfield with Nick Cage is coming to Peacock. That's right, it's coming to Peacock finally. It didn't do that. It didn't come to the cock. It's coming to the cock. But it didn't do as well as you think this would have done. I mean, $65 million budget on this, right? It only made $25 million worldwide. $25 million. Big problems. It's not good. It's not good. Chris McKay, who directed this, expected so much more. You had Awkwafina, Nick Cage, Nicholas Hoult. And honestly, I saw this, we watched it like on demand, and it was pretty fucking great. It was a great movie. Like, it was a lot of fun. Nick Cage was awesome. It was just good. He's a great Dracula, because he plays Dracula, in case you didn't know. Because the whole premise is like he's Dracula, and Nicholas Holt's his friendly, or his manservant that's getting him in blood and saving his life and stuff. With his manservant familiar, and he's hooking him up with blood. You're gaining it up. He just wanted some. Well, in the movie, he just like I want some nuns, or I want a bus full of cheerleaders. That's all I want. And he got what he wanted. But it's coming to the cock finally, so it's coming pretty quick. If you get a chance to watch it, it's coming this Friday. So hey, everybody, if you haven't seen this yet, it's fun. Anybody else see this on here? Rachel, did you see this show?
I haven't seen it yet. And I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on the advertising campaign.
Yes.
Because I 100% thought it was a straight to streaming sort of situation. I didn't even know it went to theaters. And I feel like I only ever saw like one ad for it.
Yeah.
So
it was out like
there
April
wasn't
14th.
enough awareness.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, think about that. Like, even Sabrina said when we were talking about it, she was like, did that come to theaters yet? And I was like, yeah, it came to theaters while you were gone. But April 14th, come and gone. I mean, quick. And again, it's a quick release to the cock. But that kind of happens, though, where they just, like, push it over there. I know, Sabrina. Hey, they actually...
Well, maybe for him, that's a good...
It's a good thing. It could be.
It's a good thing for him.
maybe they're gonna make some money off it being on, streaming and being digital, because they're gonna have the digital releases too. They'll be able to make money that way. People are buying the digital, or if there is physical media out there, some people will still be buying that. But for the most part, people just stream it now. Or, some people have their digital libraries, but it's not as big as you would think. But it hopefully will recoup some of the expenses, because this movie is fun. It's a fun movie. Nick Cage is awesome as Dracula. I'll just say it. He's fucking great. We had this conversation was a week or two ago about how Nick Cage is always the same. He's not. Nick Cage is not always the same. I'll just say that.
He's not always the same.
He's not.
We watched The Unbearable Weight of Incredible Talent not too long ago. I think a week ago, last Sunday we watched it, and it was so good.
So fun, but that's him playing himself. And I kind of wish this movie came out before that, because it would have been kind of fun to put some Easter eggs from this and that too, because Nick Cage, oh my God, Nick Cage is getting it. Friend of the show. Nick Cage is a friend of the fucking show. But someone who probably is not, well, I'm going to say right now, not a friend of the show, is Bill Cosby. Sorry, Jello Pudding, not a friend of the show. Because Bill Cosby's back in the news again for what? Sexual assaults, of course. Of course, sexual assault. Oh, shocker. Shocker, right, Chris? Bill Cosby's being sued again for alleged sexual assault. In California now, because now California passed a law that allows you for the first time, this is the first case happening in California, where they can go back in time and temporarily lift the statute of limitations on civil sexual assault cases. And this is the very first one moving forward. Valentino, the girl's name is, she claimed that she was drugged and raped by him in 1969. And she was saying that, again, it was on set, she went to his dressing room, she was confiding with him about her 6-year-old son died. And he said, you deserve to go out with your friends. Let me take you out to dinner, and I will, take care of you and give you this lovely night out because, you deserve it. And I know you're sad and emotional, so let me help you out. So apparently they went out, and he goes, and get a spa treatment too, he was saying. So they went to dinner.
Shouldn't that motherfucker still be in jail?
He got out, Chris. He got out.
Oh, I thought he was still in jail.
No, he's out.
No, he got out on a technicality.
Yep. But this girl, so what she's saying is that he put pills next to their drinks and said, this will make you feel better. And you take these, and he pretended to take one. All of a sudden, she got sleepy. He's like, I'll drive you home. He took her back to his office and then raped her, apparently. And she's suing him, and she's also suing 20 unnamed people, too, that are part of his entourage. Talking about agents, servants, and other employees that work for him, saying that they actually helped, with this whole thing happening because they didn't stop it.
He is a disgusting pig.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Chris, what do you think about this, huh?
To go away for life and never hear his name again.
Well, with this being a civil suit, I don't think there'll be any criminal penalties for it, but he may have to pay settlement money.
I hope he's on the street in the tent.
He should have died in jail.
I hope he's in the tent. I hope he should have died in jail.
Yeah. He should have. I don't understand how he's walking the streets again. It doesn't make any sense for everything that he's gone through. It's like, and they let him free.
It was a stupid technicality, honestly. It was something like there was something that they used verbally that should have been inadmissible, like the fact that he said himself that he had given Quaaludes to women that he wants to sleep with, and that supposedly tainted the jury's opinion and swayed it against him, or I don't know. Supposedly it was inadmissible, and then he got out because of that, which is absurd if you ask me, honestly.
That's a huge absurdity.
And then they just keep getting like civil cases, which is the only thing it does is cost him money, but it's totally fine that you did all this fucked up shit to over 60 women. I just don't understand how that's possible.
I'm gonna be real interested to see how this affects Hollywood in general. Because if we're able to open cases back up from the 60s when women were discouraged from reporting sexual assault at all, I think a lot of people are finally going to be able to get at least some sort of justice. If not criminal, they can get some civil settlements. They can get at least the awareness out there that it happened so that their stories don't go untold.
I think it's a 1-year window, for this to happen. It's like a 1 year, it's a
1 year window.
Yeah. That's absurd. What the fuck is that?
Weird. Well, they're like, if it happened a long time ago, during this year, you better get your shit together, or else you can't do anything about it. But if they don't know that this
has happened,
true.
Yeah, that's why the word has to get out there for people that know this. But this girl too she was actually a witness for previous cases against him. So this was something that I think she first addressed in like 2014 or 2015, something like that.
But she couldn't file suit because it was the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
So she couldn't physically herself file suit, but she did. She was advocating against them the entire time.
I don't understand why we even have a statute of limitations on something like sexual assault.
I know. I've said that so many times. It's ridiculous.
So people can get
or
away
like
with it.
murder. Like,
Right.
why would you have a statute of limitations on murder?
Right. Violent crimes shouldn't have a statute of limitations. Like property crimes, whatever. But violent crimes.
It's the U.S. being like, you know what? You got one on us. Okay, you got one on us. You know, it's good for you. You know, 20 years we didn't catch you. Yeah, good on you. You sneaky bitch.
He has like a calendar. He's like, wait a minute. Oh,
4 more days.
He's
4
like
more days.
down.
no.
His iPhone's telling him, "You're almost free. You're almost free." It's all the girls, everyone. Yeah, I know, right? Chris is like, he does that. Bill Cosby, not a friend of the show.
Not a friend. Enemy of the show.
Enemy of the show. So Bill Cosby, I mean, he's out now, but he's not going back in. But you know, he'll probably spend more money. More things like this might happen in California too, because again, how many people in California did this happen to? Maybe based off the stories of the rape that he caused back in that time. There's probably a lot more women out there. So. Hey, if they can get him, knock this motherfucker out because he doesn't deserve it.
They did the same thing in New York where they opened a window for like 1 year, and it was like from like Thanksgiving of 2022 to Thanksgiving this year coming, and like I think 5 for sure, maybe 6 girls are doing are also suing him. They that came out in December. So because they opened that up, there's 6 other people that are also suing him now in New York.
Why are they still playing his show?
They
Money.
are?
Yes, they are.
Jello pudding sponsored it, that's why.
Take off Roseanne.
They took off Roseanne to play The Cosby Show?
No. They took off Roseanne because she said that thing. But they took off other people.
Oh, so the Roseanne doesn't play anymore at all in syndication, like since that happened?
No.
Okay. But The Cosby Show has been plugging along this whole time?
The Cosby Show
probably TV Land.
Is hot and running.
Does it have like a...
people who still watch cable?
Apparently.
I don't know, Chris. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me that this would even be a thing that would be still in the air, especially after everything that, you know, he's put everyone through on that show through the ringer because of how he was back in the day and now.
Right.
And she's back on reruns, Ty says. She might
Can
be
they just like pull his residuals? Like everyone else should get the residuals.
Yeah, everyone but him. He better not be getting fucking residuals. I guarantee.
Ty said both shows are running, so Roseanne, you're saying Roseanne is back also, and The Cosby Show?
She just got killed off of the return show, I guess.
She might come back at the end. I'm still going to say it again.
Back. She was dead.
I'm just saying, I could see the ghost of Roseanne sitting with John Goodman at the very last episode and being like, we had a good run, and then that's it.
She's dead.
Probably dead. But somebody that's not dead and a show that is coming back is Miracle Workers, everybody. I love this show. So if you haven't heard of this, you need to check it out. It's a TBS sleeper, if you ask me. Daniel Radcliffe kicking some ass on this. I mean, it's such a great show. This is honestly the 4th season, but every season's different stories. So the first season, it was about him going to heaven and trying to stop the apocalypse. We had a Wild West season. We had a medieval season. And now we're doing like a Mad Max season with this, where Daniel Radcliffe is in a Mad Max post-apocalyptic world where you have radioactive mutants, killer robots, and a tyrannical homeowners association.
I feel like you need to put some respect on Steve Buscemi. He's there too.
He's fucking very awesome good. In this too.
Very good.
He is amazing. Yes, he's so good in this too. Both very much friends of the show. And Geraldine also, who plays like his wife, she's in all the episodes too, all the seasons. She's fucking great too. But it's a fun show. The 4th season's coming back July 10th on TBS. The trailer's out right now.
Is anyone going to mention Dopinder? Like how about Dopinder? Like he's also amazing. What is his real name?
Amazing cast all around.
And what they do every season is they play different characters, though. They're not the same characters. It's a different story. It's all contained in that story, and all the same actors come back. Kind of like American Horror Story does, too. But this is a comedy world, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, the whole cast is stellar, and every season's fun. I mean, some episodes can be like, man, but for the most part, it's just a blast. It's just Sabrina, you watched this before. What do you think about this coming back, and then the premise of Mad Max for this?
I mean, I really honestly don't even think it matters what the premise is because they're gonna make it funny. Like if you would have told me that they were going back in time to the Oregon Trail days, I would have been like, that sounds terrible. Don't do that. But it was hilarious.
And it worked.
When Steve Buscemi was God, it was hilarious. I mean, I feel like it doesn't really matter what the setting is or, I mean, I would never pick that, but I'm sure they'll make it hilarious. I'm sure it'll be great. It's really funny. Even it's just you don't have to think about it. It's just you put it on and have a few laughs, and it's a really fun show that you don't have to invest yourself into. You know what I mean? There's not gonna be any emotional effect on you, which I do love in a TV show. Don't get me wrong, Ted Lasso had me crying my eyes out the entire time. But it's nice to put something on and just be like, oh, that was great. You know what I mean? And not bring it with you and not worry about it later or. I don't know. I feel like there's that's not super common nowadays. I feel like everything is really fucking deep, which sometimes I don't need it. So it's a very good show. You can kind of just turn on, have a good time. It's super fun. Great cast. Very good.
And Steve Buscemi is great when he's shoveling shit too. It's that was his whole profession, shit shoveler.
That's right.
It is awesome. It's so awesome. He's really getting into it too about shoveling the shit, how important it is. And that just shows you a lot of times how the premise of this show goes. Rachel, have you seen this show before? Have you watched it at all?
I watched the first season and I was very confused by the second season because they didn't really establish too well that it was going to be sort of an anthology.
Yeah.
But I love this era of Daniel Radcliffe's career because he made all the money he'll ever need before he was 18 years old. So he's 100%. Just started doing just these unhinged, weird-ass roles. And I absolutely love that for him. And I love everything that he's putting out. And Steve Buscemi's always a treasure, so can't go wrong there.
He's fucking awesome. Yeah, even Daniel Radcliffe is just doing whatever. He really is. There've been rumors that he might be up for Wolverine too, which has been a whole thing for a long time. I can't even imagine him playing Wolverine. But you know what?
I would love to see him back on Broadway.
He might. Because
he did a stint in How to Succeed.
He might show the pee-pee again.
He might show the pee-pee.
What?
He showed his pee-pee. I don't know.
He did. Daniel Radcliffe did a nude.
Yeah, he showed when he was on.
What does that mean? Did a nude? What do you mean?
He was naked on stage.
He was.
No, that's called
in a play.
In a play, he showed his pee-pee.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I call that? I call that some breaking news.
That's more like hot guy.
I did it. Showing the pee-pee. Jesus, some breaking news. I don't know.
I feel like that's only breaking news for you and I. I feel like a lot of other people have known that for a very long time, especially these two.
I mean, he was on a horse or something, and he showed his
with his pee-pee out.
That's it. Yeah.
Theater gets weird, guys.
Yeah, he was near a horse, and he had his pee-pee out. That's it.
Well,
theater gets weird. The fact that Chris knows that and I don't, it's very alarming to me.
I don't think Ty knew that either. But
I did not know that.
I don't think I needed to know that.
That's what was alarming to me.
Well, as much as I don't want to see Daniel Radcliffe's pee-pee, I also don't want to see a Hocus Pocus 3. I don't want to see it.
Why?
I don't want to see it. I don't know why it's happening, because we already had the second one that you tried it. You did a Disney Plus release, but you know what? It did so well. Of course, that's how it goes. It did so well. They're going to do another one. 2.7 billion views on streaming. That's how many Hocus Pocus 2 had. 2.7 billion. Of course, the fifth streaming of all time. It's no wonder they want to do a reboot of this or another one of this, a continuation of this. But the Sanderson sisters are coming back, and all three of them will be back for this. They just announced this in an interview in the New York Times. Sean Bailey, the president of Walt Disney Studios, said that it's confirmed. They're moving forward with Hocus Pocus 3. Of course, the very first one came out in 93. Last one came out, it was last year on Disney Plus. And this one, they haven't said it'll be a streaming thing or if it will go to theaters. Maybe they'll try theaters this time, but probably not. It works so well on Disney Plus. Just drop that shit and call it good. But I don't even know what to do with it. Where do you go? What's the point of doing this? Is anybody excited about this? Money, Chris says. Rachel, would you see a Hocus Pocus 3? Would you watch that shit?
I didn't even watch the second one. I love the first one.
Hocus Pocus 2. A lot of people, not us.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think a lot of people did watch it, and I know a lot of people who watched it. I didn't care this far afterwards. It's been over 20 years, guys. Like, the original was just a classic in and of itself. It's a nice little bookended film. It doesn't need any more.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Saw that the money was coming in.
I think with doing a 3, though, they should go back in time.
Back in time?
Before they were murdered in the witch times. So go back then, show them doing more of their mischievous witch shit. I think it could work. I don't want it, but it could work.
It could. That's the thing, though. Like, you already did that, where we brought them back. They were dead already. We're bringing them back again, and all of a sudden they're magically alive again. Somehow they lit the candle again, and it's like you already did it one time. Like, how do you do it again? Like, they're supposed to be, and even the way the second one wrapped up, it's like totally supposed to be done. But they want money. So, like, why not? And I think it's gonna be a rude awakening for them, because I feel like the second one did so well, like 2.7 billion, because people were intrigued. They loved the first one, but I don't think they're gonna get that 2.7 billion coming back for a third one. I don't think so.
I think it will be slightly lower, but it will still reach a good amount of money.
You think so, Chris?
Yes.
I don't. Sabrina, do you think so too?
Yes.
I mean, I mean, Chris is probably right. It probably will make money because of, it is what it is, and people will just watch it for the same reason why a lot of people watch the second one. There's like, what are they doing with this? I mean, I think that because it is so close together to the last one, like you're saying, it won't make as much money for sure. But I mean, I didn't want the second one, and I certainly don't want a third one. Like, I don't understand why. It's like the same conversation that I feel like every single thing that comes out, I have to say, it's like, get a new fucking idea. Like, I'm just going to get a shirt that says that, and on the back it's going to say gay it up, and I'm going to have like the best time ever. Like, I can't.
What's the idea? What's the idea? Gay it up.
Gay it up. Gay it up.
Get a new idea. Gay it up. Okay? I'm just saying. Whatever. That's just a suggestion. There's a million other suggestions.
Any of these reboots, if they just make it super gay.
Just make it super gay.
Where all of them
Instead
get
of sisters,
together.
they're all lovers.
No, not the sisters. They can find different lovers.
They can. They try.
But
we don't need to get incest in here.
Wives, so they're not. It's not.
No,
incest.
but instead of lovers,
I mean,
instead of sisters, it's not incest.
Not incest.
Well, the thing is about Disney, Disney is always trying to make money off past IP. That's just what it is. And they're also doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon, which they just cast too. That's happening.
That's DreamWorks, but why?
I'm just saying. Oh, DreamWorks. Sorry, that's DreamWorks. That's not Disney. Same shit. But they're doing that. They are doing that. You're right. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, why people want to cash in an old IP. But this is happening, and Mason Thames and Nico Parker are set to come in there. It's Hiccup and Astrid. It's happening. They're doing this live adaptation.
Is
Universal.
Tim Burton directing it? Those look like some Tim Burton ass looking bitches right there. Like,
I wish it was Tim Burton directing it. I know, right? I wish it was Tim Burton doing this. No, it's Dean DeBluis. I'm going to say DeBluis. Dean DeBluis is directing this. And of course, they made $1.6 billion in this whole franchise in general. So, like, of course, they're going to try to do live action. It kind of makes sense. Like, with Game of Thrones being so big, we put some dragons in there. We get some people. Maybe we shoot, like, medieval times. Maybe it'll do well. This director actually did The Black Phone. That's what they're well known for. And I like The Black Phone. That was actually a pretty good movie. With
horror movie?
Ethan Hawke. Yeah, a horror movie. A horror movie, yeah. But, yeah, he's going to do this. And I don't know. It's happening.
Who's the demographic for this?
I would probably say
not me.
20-year-olds. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna try to make it like a teeny bopper thing.
I don't know. They're involving how to train. I almost said how to save your dragon. How to train your dragon. They're making an area for that in the new Epic Universe Park. So it does make sense to put out more content for it. I just don't know if this is the content that they should be putting out for it.
Yeah, I don't know either, Rachel. I get it when they look at the numbers, though. That's what we talk about all the time. They look at the numbers and like, oh, it's made us like $1.7 billion. It can make us $100 billion maybe if we go to theaters.
Disney's making shit tons of money on their live action. So I mean, DreamWorks is just like, all right, fuck it, we'll try it. Yeah. It's better than a live action Minions movie. That would be horrifying.
Oh, I wouldn't even know how that would work. How would that even work?
You'd
have superimposed fake little minion people, and then you would have like live action, like the few humans that are there, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. This whole live action shit really agitates me, and I'm not into it at all. I don't know why DreamWorks is following suit on a shitty idea. Like, it's obnoxious, and I don't understand why in the world they would do this.
And again, it'll be live action, like the Disney's Lion King was live action. It's all just a different type of animation. It's just CG instead of traditional animation.
The same as Little Mermaid, kind of same thing. It was a lot of CG in that too, and that was live action. So much so, I think they should have put faces on the animals. Like, why not? Why make them so real? But at that point,
it's so creepy.
It would have been amazing.
It's like a human face on Flounder. Oh god,
ridiculous.
I want to see it. Bring in the butthole cut. That's
Flounder was a real fish though, and he was dead in the eyes, and I didn't care for it, honestly.
Yeah, it was really weird. And it was very sad how Scuttle was like eating Flounder's friends. And Scuttle was like, "We're friends, right?" And it's like, you just ate that person's brother. That's fine.
That did happen.
Swimming, hanging out together. You just ate the fuck out of that fish. That's fine. I don't know. But the thing is, How to Train Your Dragon, I never watched those. I mean, I've always wanted to watch the How to Train Your Dragons. I heard they're good. But we don't need to do this. You're right, Rachel. I think Minions is coming next. It might be happening.
That would be so gross. I don't want to see what a live
They're still making cartoon Minions.
Texture of a Minion is. I don't need to know.
I don't think anybody needs to know, but we might find out someday.
I think it's just like a Tic Tac, but like a plush Tic Tac. It's like a plush Tic Tac.
They look
situation.
almost wet.
Felt.
They look moist.
No, I feel like they're felt. No, like moist is my least favorite word. How dare you?
Yeah, I don't know, but something else though that's coming back, everybody, is Citadel. Now, this is a big hit for Amazon right now. It came out not too long ago. Before the first season actually aired, they already greenlit it for a second season, and they're doing a spin-off of this too. Amazon's cashing in on this. They spent $300 million on this first season. That's a lot for a TV show. $300 million. And it's number 2 as the most popular show of all time on Amazon Prime. Only second to Lord of the Rings. But then again, I think that's only like their initial numbers because Lord of the Rings ended up going downhill from where it was before the Rings of Power. But it still is doing great. It's, of course, a spy thriller. You got some Game of Thrones action there, too, because you got Robb Stark in there, too, from Game of Thrones, which I think he's great. And Richard Madden, he does a great job in this. And also, Jonas Brothers' wife. Sabrina, how do you say her name? Because I'm going to butcher it.
I don't know. Fuck if I know, dude. I just call her. I call her exactly that. It's so rude. Jonas Brothers' wife. That's what I call her. I don't even know which Jonas she's married to. Like, that's how
I think it's Joe Jonas.
Nick, Joe? I don't fucking know, man. I could not tell you which Jonas was which. Was not my boy band of choice.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was too old when they came out, to be fair, but I still no thank you.
Chris is the aficionado. I can't. The word's not there, but aficionado. There it is, Rachel, of the Jonas Brothers, right, Chris?
Right.
He's like, no.
I just googled it.
It's Sophie Turner.
No. Sophie Turner is married to Joe Jonas. This is Nick Jonas's wife, and it's Priyanka.
I was talking about Game of Thrones, so my name was on my mind was on Game of Thrones.
Is Nick Jonas the younger one?
She's great in it too.
I love Sophie Turner.
I think Nick is the. I don't know which one is. I couldn't tell them apart.
Priyanka is her name. How you say her name? Priyanka.
I think Priyanka.
That's a good one. Start there.
Mrs. Joe Jonas.
Yeah, but the spinoff too is going to be Matilda De Angelis is going to be playing the lead part in this, and it's going to be an Italian spinoff too. That's who they announced.
Oh, she's going to be like a different. She's going to be a different Citadel agent, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and they haven't announced if the Tooch is coming back for the second season yet, but Stanley Tucci, of course, is in this too.
The Tooch, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, and he's fucking great in this too. He's acting his ass off. He's always acting his ass off. Doesn't matter if he's in Transformers yelling at machines. He's acting his ass off. If he's eating bread in Italy, he's acting his ass off. That's the Tooch for you.
Love the Tooch.
He's amazing.
But this is coming. Anybody excited about the second season? Anybody watch this?
I haven't even heard of it before today, so.
Yeah, it just came out. If you have a Fire Stick, they're always advertising the hell out of it. So I just think it's one of those things, I don't know. I watched the first episode or two, and it was pretty good. It's action packed, but overall, it's okay. It's okay, but Amazon says it's a big hit, so more is coming. If you're a fan, you're going to love it. But something that's doing even better than that, I mean, everyone's going nuts about it, is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Oh, I should say Across the Spider-Verse. I always say Into because there's so many Into, Across, Beyond's coming next. But Across the Spider-Verse came out this past weekend, and the numbers are in, and they made $120.5 million in the United States, $208.6 million worldwide opening weekend. And if you look at the first movie that came out, very first Into the Spider-Verse, it like, 35.3 million was how much it made in its opening weekend. So this dominated that. At 2 hours and 20 minutes long, a lot of people went out to see this movie. And it has big potential moving forward. It's even bigger than Guardians opening. Guardians, when they opened, they made it was like, I think it was like set 117 million or something like that. So like it made above that. It's doing great. And honestly, it's a spectacular movie to watch in person because in theaters, the animation's cool. We saw it last night. There's a lot that's happening in this. It's exciting. It is insane spider tactics that are happening. But a little bit of it though, I think sometimes it's like you can tell it's a middle movie, you know? There's a Beyond coming. You were in it. You were into it? Into it. It's fun, but you can tell everyone's like, it's like Empire Strikes Back. People were saying, but to me, it just really does feel like it's like I need to get to the next one. You know, like I'm ready to go to the third one. I'm ready to watch the third one. It doesn't come out for another year or two, and it's like it just feels like a transitional movie. A lot happens. There's a lot of good like story with his family and with Gwen's family, but it becomes more of a Spider-Gwen movie than a him movie at times too. But overall, it is. Yeah, overall though, I didn't mind it. Like I thought it was good. There's a lot of good storylines from the comics they used for Gwen in this. Oscar Isaac's barely in it, but he's a good job being like that brooding kind of Spider-Man. There's a lot of cameos, but nobody you would think
he's
is
in
huge.
it a bit. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, but
he's in it a bit.
But not as much as I thought he was going to be in it, you know? But overall, it's doing great. The numbers are looking great. If it has that staying power, maybe it will. I don't think it's going to beat Mario, but it's still going to do well, I think. You know, because Mario is still kicking ass with Peaches.
Stop
you know?
it.
Doing great over there, you know?
No.
I love you. But I think it was pretty good. Sabrina, you saw this. What do you think about Across the Spider-Verse and how well it's doing? Does it make sense to you that it's doing so well?
I mean, the first one is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. I love it. I love the animation style. I think it's amazing. I did not love this one as much as I loved the first one. I don't want to trash talk it at all. It's still amazingly visually. I think there's just too many characters. Like it's hard to keep track of what the fuck is going on. At certain points, like you feel like you're rolling in a certain direction, and then like all of a sudden you're off in another direction, and like and I don't know. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot of different Spider-Mans. Like, like the first one, there was like just a little group of Spider-Mans and like we knew who everyone was. And there was like a bunch of villains and like it was a very clear path to victory. Like this was kind of all over the place. So I didn't not like it, but I definitely didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. I will absolutely see the next one, 100%. And I'm looking forward to it, but maybe I need to watch it again, but there was just a lot going on and a lot of characters to try to keep track of. It was a lot. It was like a lot of work for being in a movie. You know what I mean?
Need a little notepad.
Yeah. I was like, oh, who the fuck is this now? Oh, wait, okay. He's doing, wait, what about this one? Like, there was just a lot.
It's like a sensory overload though. It really is. There's a lot happening in this and the animation style is so bombastic and it's big, it's charged.
I will say this though, his mom, I'm going to gay it up right now. His mom is super fucking hot. She's so hot. Yeah. I can't even take it. The cartoon version of his mom, who is played by LaGuardia from Dexter, which kind of, when I realized it was her, I was like, oh, no, I can't be attracted to you anymore. But she was super hot. The mom is super hot.
Yeah, so, the animation was great for her.
Shout out to Miles Morales' mom. Super hot.
These animated movies make these moms unreasonably hot.
Dude, she's ridiculous. I've never been attracted to a cartoon so much. I literally, I said 15 times how hot she was. Brian was like, we get it. You like her.
We get it. You think she's hot. We get it. I understand now. I understand. And it's like every time she'd come on screen, she'd be like, Miles' mom. I'm like,
she was
calm
so
down.
hot.
Calm down.
The movie could not have been that great if all I was doing was lusting over Miles' mother when she was on screen, okay? No, I'm just kidding. It's good. It's just not. Yeah. I had a lot of expectations from the first one. So it just didn't live up to that for me personally. Everyone else that I know that's seen it, they love it. Like no one has any complaints. I don't know if my expectations were too high or what. It just seemed like it just seemed like a lot of work, you know. But it's beautiful, visually stunning.
Yeah, it really is. Rachel, what do you think? Do you think this movie's going to do this well? Do you think that it's going to keep going? Do you think it has the power based off of what you've heard about it, or do you think that something like this is destined to have like a big blowout weekend and then that's it?
I think it'll have a few big weekends. I definitely think it's going to have really good numbers for sure for the first few weeks. I think it won't necessarily be the sleeper hit that the first one was, because kind of no one expected the first one to do as well as it did. And it's really hard to live up to that expectation. But I think it's gonna make a ton of money, and I think they're gonna make another 5 of them. And I'm really excited what this will lead to for animation in general, because animation is generally not a medium that people take too seriously with film. So I'm really hoping that we see more evolution in the animation space to make more mature animations.
The style's so cool, Rachel, too. It's like there are times where it feels like it's like almost like it's painted, and there's times where it feels like it's like CG, and there's times where it feels like it's its own new world. It's the animation style changes between multiverses. It's
literally like watching a comic book, pretty much.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean? Like it's so cool.
A whole new world.
And on top of it, you know that when they actually bought this, when Sony bought the rights to Spider-Man back in like '93 or something like that, they only spent like $7 million for it. And
did it beat The Little Mermaid for opening this weekend?
It did.
Nice.
100% it did. It made more than Little Mermaid's opening.
Not that I want Little Mermaid to fail. I'm just like, that's impressive. That's impressive to beat a Disney.
Well, the thing is, Little Mermaid, I don't think it's going to do as well as they expected it to do either. It really hasn't. It's kind of been going underneath. It will make its money back, but I've also been reading some things where it might just break even. I've had some people actually commenting online, looking at some statistics, saying that it might just fall from breaking even. I don't know, but as of right now, it's not the big blockbuster.
Break-even's probably pretty high, though. That didn't look like a cheap movie to make.
$250 million budget. On top of that, like $150 million marketing. You know, you're looking at a lot of money right now. So to make that back, it's tough. That's why when they did Avatar, they said they'd make $1 billion to break even, which was pretty much true. They spent like $500 million just on production, you know? And that's only on one of the movies. They're doing 2 movies back to back. I mean, it's a lot of money that put into these productions these days.
James Cameron.
Fucking James Cameron. Chris, do you think this has staying power? Do you think that Into the Spider-Verse, or I should say Across the Spider-Verse, will actually make all the money they expect it to? Or do you think that it will fizzle out next weekend and it won't do as well as they hope it to?
Well, what's coming up next weekend?
Oh, that's a good question. I think Transformers. It's Transformers, or is it Flash? This weekend is not Flash. Next weekend's Flash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so two weeks before Flash.
I think Transformers might be out this coming weekend.
There's a new Transformers?
Yeah, Rise of the Beasts.
I'm just kidding.
We talked about it.
I know, that's why I said I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'd probably stay, number 1 next week. And then Transformers will
knock it out.
And knock it out.
I don't know about that.
I feel like
Flash will.
Flash will do some damage to it, I think.
The Flash?
They're only projecting the Flash. They're only projecting to make like $75 million opening weekend. That's what they're projecting it, which isn't great for that movie. Yep, that's the projection right now. Like $75 million. And it was like a $200 million budget movie, too.
That's a generous expectation for opening weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I mean
there's a lot of controversy.
If you ask Sean, June couldn't come soon enough. Also, Brian. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that are really excited about the Flash.
Bat Keaton.
People are excited about Bat Keaton, but I think they'll be willing to wait for streaming.
And it'll probably be on Max before you know it, too. If it doesn't do that well. Just like, it's just been happening. They release these things right across the board, right to the streaming. It's just been happening more and more and more. They used to have that like 90-day window, and now like 20 days. Like, why not?
The opening weekend I am the most thrilled about will be Barbie versus Oppenheimer. I just need to see how that pans out.
I know you're super excited about that. Well, you know what? Speaking of streaming, something else that's going to be coming to streaming probably much sooner than you think is Fast 10. That's right, Fast 10, because apparently it's coming to digital already. It's already coming to digital, and it's like on top of that, it's like they're talking about maybe early July coming to streaming, coming to the cock. So that's kind of up in the air right now, but they're saying after 21 days in theaters, they're already releasing the digital, and Vin Diesel's not happy across the board about this. There's a little drama. Apparently Vin Diesel's not happy with Jason Momoa on this project, everybody. That's what, behind the door, they're saying that That Momoa was overacting, he was saying, and being a scene stealer.
Momoa was the best part of the movie.
That's what people were saying. That's why he didn't like that either. They were saying that he was mad and he was embarrassed. That people were saying the only bright spot in the movie was Momoa, and he was getting pissed about that because this is my franchise. Like, why are people talking about him and not me? But they're saying that
Vin Diesel is a little bitch.
He's a little bitch. I mean, you want to say that to his face, huh? Yeah, I love he's a little bitch.
I mean,
I think he's a bitch too.
I mean,
he's a big whiny baby.
Chris is not sure about this now.
If I got a chance, I would say you're not as good as you think you are.
Think you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The big thing is,
that's all I would. Like
he talks about building this whole franchise, and it's all about family and stuff. But then he has like a feud with The Rock because The Rock was too popular than him, you know. And then they sell their ways, and The Rock said it's all good. It's all about family.
He's such a one-year-old diva.
And unfortunately, it's his movie.
Oh yeah,
he owns like a lot of the rights to it. Like he's got that shit on lock.
People that are bigger than him, like The Rock, who have made millions and millions over him.
And millions.
And
oh my god,
I'm not gonna do it.
I couldn't.
Are coming in, and he sees this, and he's
like Fast and the Furious is pretty much all he has going for him. Like, chill, Rick.
I think
no one cares.
What was the last movie he had?
Groot. He's Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh well, I didn't see that.
Which is kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal.
Well, good for him.
Honestly, replaceable. Like.
Oh shit!
He's not even in it. He's a voice.
Those are fighting words, okay? Groot is my favorite character.
I love
of
Groot.
all
I
of
love
the
Groot.
Marvels.
But would Groot be any different if somebody else went, I am Groot?
I am going to say this. Yes, it would.
I don't think it would.
No, it would, because the first movie, this is the only reason why I have any ounce of respect for Vin Diesel, is because of his performance as Groot in that first movie. Because he was able to convey with those 3 words an entire spectrum of emotions, like from happy to sad to angry to normal to conversational. Like
so can the bitch who voices Pikachu.
I don't even know what that means. That's not English to me. But since I do know what Groot is, it's like literally a stupid tree. Oh no, Brian, that is extremely offensive. Where is he pregnant? Is that real? Is that real? I can't even. I don't even know what's happening. That's unacceptable behavior, sir.
He's having a good day.
Is he on a cruise? Like,
now he's gonna have beef with you, Brian. No, in the next
I'm gonna look like on a cruise.
Brian didn't take the picture with some paparazzi. You can take it up with them.
Yeah,
that's offensive. Anyway, I don't know. I just think he did a really good job playing Groot. I think everything else he's terrible, and so that's where I'm at personally.
So
Jason
he can
Momoa,
stay being a tree, and he can fuck off.
Yeah. And he
Jason
definitely
Momoa,
can fuck off.
If he's
Jason
the greatest
Momoa's
part
looking
of this,
very Johnny Depp in these photos that you're putting up of him. Very Johnny Depp.
I love Jason.
I'm just saying, Momoa's great, and if people love him because he did a great job, but it's good for the franchise too. It's all about what's good for the product. I don't know why he's got to have a problem with it. If this is true and he has an issue, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Because he has
you should
to be
happy
the star.
Yeah.
People said though that people are giving it shitty reviews because of, and I wrote it down, but of course I don't have my notes with me because I'm an idiot. But it was something like they said that they were panning it review wise for saying that it was outlandish, shocking. And there was another word that was like totally describes every Fast and the Furious movie. You know what I mean? Like, so how dare you blame Jason Momoa for what every single movie has? Like, you were in space last time. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like, there's nothing that gets more outlandish than that. Like, we're gonna have some people Tokyo drifting in the stars. Like, just stop. And The Rock, he said, like, in his whatever thing about him and Vin Diesel squashed their shit or whatever, he was like, he's like, even though, we were fighting or whatever, we're like brothers. I'm like, don't you dare put family in your tweet right now, bro.
We'll lead with brotherhood and resolve and always take care of the franchise.
I refuse. I refuse with you. It actually made me very angry at The Rock, honestly, the way that he did that. And also, The Rock's been getting a lot of shit lately, and so I think he's going back to the Fast and the Furious because He's not getting all the accolades
green lights.
as he used
There's
to.
no green lights for all of his projects these days.
He's the top, like the highest paid.
I don't think he is anymore.
I don't think so because his movie's not like between Black Adam failing, that Red Notice not doing well.
I think that Black Adam thing was a big problem because he was like kind of trying to take over and like, you know, be less. I mean, not less of an actor because obviously he stars in it, but he was like, you know, at a level
like
of
run the
like,
DCU.
Yeah, but like the executives were like, slow your roll. You know what I mean? And if I was The Rock, I would say, and shut your mouth. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's just
and shut your mouth.
Agitated some people like there with the whole, and like the forcing the Henry Cavill Superman situation. And I mean, there was just I feel like there was a lot of tension on that. And I don't think it boded well for him, like in the long run. I'm sure he'll come back from it, but I just think that's what's happening at the moment.
But they did announce his spinoff now. He's doing the spinoff with again, Jason Momoa, who's playing Dante again, about those two going head to head. That's what the spinoff's going to be. And they're saying that Ryan Reynolds is going to be in this too because he was in the very first.
So is it going to be a Hobbs and Shaw,
cameo.
or is it just going to be another?
It's going to be a Hobbs and Shaw.
I fucking called it when we talked about it. I said this is going to be the theme for Hobbs and Shaw 2. Hell
Hobbs and Shaw 2.
Someone
That's what they're going to do. Yep, right. It makes sense though, right? So they have him and Dante going against your Hobbs and Shaw versus him. You got Ryan Reynolds coming back for a bigger part. They're saying Kevin Hart's going to be in this too, apparently. So he's bringing his boys in.
Kevin Hart.
I don't know. Bringing his boys in.
I don't want Ryan Reynolds to have a bigger part. Well, actually, I did like that was the only one I liked was Hobbs and Shaw.
He was good. He was good in Hobbs and Shaw.
He's good in everything. I just don't want anyone to drag him through the mud. He is my person. Okay, do not drag my person through the mud. Him. And then the lady from Miles Morales' mom. Okay, those are my people. Everybody, just so you know, if I could have
the bisexual representation that we've been looking for on this show.
It would be Mrs. Morales, and if it would be a guy, it would be Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I just don't want you dragging him through your Fast and the Furious bullshit like you do. However, he was very good in the last Hobbs and Shaw, and I do enjoy him thoroughly.
If Vin Diesel tried to start beef with Ryan Reynolds, everyone would laugh at him.
If Vin Diesel messes with Ryan Reynolds, I will personally find out what balcony he's hanging his belly over and beat it down. It's happening. I'll let you know. Whatever balcony he's resting that thing on, I will find. I'll find it. It won't be good for you.
Yeah. You know what, though? It wouldn't be good for him. Just as it's not good for Kanye West, good old Ye right now, because Ye is being sued, everybody. Of course he's being sued. Just like Bill Cosby, of course he was being sued. Of course Ye is being sued. But Ye is being sued by a paparazzi because apparently this happened. Paparazzi was out there taking pictures of him. Now, apparently Ye was with his family on January 27th, 2023. Or Ye, I should say. Ye, 27th. And apparently this was a sports academy in Ventura. His daughter was playing basketball there.
Can we call Kanye?
Because no, he's Ye.
It's very disrespectful to him if we do that. Not that we care, but
Kanye.
He does not like it.
His name.
He dropped the con. No, it's the Ye.
He's the artist formerly known as Kanye, actually. Yes. Now.
But what happened here? Apparently, the girl was taking pictures. He charged up to her car. He grabbed her cell phone and slammed it on the ground and broke it and yelled at her and walked away. And now she's suing him for assault and battery and negligence after he was caught on camera grabbing her phone and then throwing it into the street. And this Nicole Lecamonk, I just butchered her name too. She was saying that, she's a celebrity photographer. This is what she does. And because of this, she's so damaged that she can't do her job. And she felt like he had a gun, maybe, she said. She thought she was fearful he had a weapon and he might strike her, which I think is, again, going a bit out there. I think it's a little bit out there.
He's unhinged. If Kanye come fucking charging at me, I'd be scared too. That guy's off his fucking rocker.
There's something wrong. He needs to go.
They're saying that she's trying like losing wages, like the fact that she lost wages over this whole thing, that she wants to get compensation back from that. Nicole, her name is. Best spelled Nicole.
I wanted you to say the name again.
You're you're funny, Chris. But she apparently says, like, I need to get money back on this, which I could see happening. And you know what? You're right, Rachel. He could be kind of scary. And the fact is, he's been unhinged. He's been all over the place recently. Like, who knows what the hell that man's thinking? But overall, what do you think? What do you think, Rachel? Do you think that this lawsuit is warranted? Do you think it was as damaging as it was, or do you think that Ye will get off this?
I think there's room for it, but I also think that it's somewhat litigious. Like, did she lose wages? Who knows? Was it scary? Probably, absolutely. But can you sue people for scaring you?
That's the question. Can you? Well, she is. And, as Ty said in the comment, he's bugging out and he's a nutty professor. Pay up, he says.
He definitely at least owes her a new phone for breaking her phone. Like,
I know, right?
He's been bugging
reaching out there and grabbing her phone and smashing it.
He's been bugging out for years and years.
Oh yeah, this is not something that
I don't understand why he should just go away.
Go away, yeah.
He made good music. Go away.
No, Chris, he's not going away. Like he's dressing
8 different medications that he's just not taking. Like, dude needs to be.
Yeah, I'm not a pharmacist. But he does need to switch the medication.
Right.
And he needs to go away and.
Yeah.
And then he also has his clothing stuff, Chris. Like, this is a picture next to you of him in his clothing and his now wife wearing a broken condom she's supposed to be. That's what people are saying online. I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Who would walk around with that? It's ridiculous.
She looks embarrassed.
I didn't know that was a woman. Like, how do you even know that's a woman? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't even know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this whole thing.
Guy, I think he is in need of severe mental
care.
He just also needs to take care of himself and get out of the limelight. Like, a lot of people don't. It's like, just don't do shit like that. Maybe like check your attitude at the door, And the fact is, she was far away.
He knows he's powerful too.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants.
I mean, no, I get it, and he definitely should not have stormed this person's vehicle and grabbed her phone and thrown it into the street. Obviously, like, that goes without saying, right? However, at the same time, like, she's saying that she was so traumatized by this that she couldn't go out and fulfill her job functions, which is taking pictures of people. Like, I'm sorry, that sounds a little bit sus, if you ask me. Like, right. I think it's a little bit too much to do.
And
you know what I mean?
There's a chance that it was her legal team just, adding a bunch of charges, because that's what lawyers do.
The dogs are going nuts.
Lawyers add charges until something sticks. So I think it started off as just like an assault or a battery. I don't really know what the difference is because I didn't go to law school. But for him being aggressive towards her, but then they were just like, you know what? Let's add some shit.
And I also, I want to, can I, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Get in there, Chris.
I also want to think the Kardashians have something in this too.
Well, I mean,
she was there.
The Lord
too.
works
Kim
hard. Kris Jenner works harder.
Yeah, they. I think they have him around. They have him around, and he's just walking around like a zombie, scaring people, and they know it.
Like it's a Halloween installment.
No,
we couldn't control him because this is a bad look for them too.
Well, it's not a good look. It's
no,
not.
They are the queens and kings of no publicity is bad publicity. So I don't think that it matters at all.
They're doing good. They're doing great. They're on Hulu.
They're on Hulu.
They're doing awesome. And they just got like 20 more episodes too. Not too long ago attached on.
Subscribed to now they can talk. Now that I do think that Kanye, they are in this. I really believe that.
Like it's orchestrated, everything, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Ish?
I mean,
But
we don't know
believe
what's going on
I still
with
believe
Kim
he
and-
is a nut. No, he's a nut.
Yeah.
He's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he is a nut, but we don't know what's going on with him and Kim's custody agreements. So Chris may have hired this girl to go take a picture of Kanye, knowing that it would have pissed him off.
He could have.
Because this is not going to look good in a custody suit.
Right.
Or Shiraz, this guy we know, this celebrity person that actually manipulates the media, he might have been involved with this too. We talked about on the show a few times too. Someone like that just making PR stuff, except it blew out of proportion, you know?
Right.
And because Kanye, it's just, you know, he's been going nuts recently. We all get it. You know, he simmered down for a second, and now it's like he's back in the news again. So this was from January, though, too. So, I mean, it's been a little bit. So
no level of mental instability makes you say the things that he said. Like, at some point, he has to believe the bullshit he's pushing. Being off your meds doesn't suddenly make you anti-Semitic. Like,
that's true. That's very true. 100%. That's 100% true, and I agree with that. And I do agree that he is definitely not stable, but like, I mean, he is like, regardless of all of that, like, just think about you being a human being that lives in society and you're taking a video on your cell phone and someone, Kanye or not, comes over, rips the phone out of your hand and throws it in the street. Like, so not cool. You totally owe me a new phone. But like, for me to be asking for back wages, like, of photos that I could have or could have not taken and maybe or maybe not sold to a media outlet. Like, well, I expect you to give me $1 million because you scared me? Like, I mean, just stop. It's a bit much, okay? She's like, she hasn't been the same since. It caused so much fear that she cannot conduct her day-to-day life and go out and take pictures of people. It's a little excessive. I am not on his side. He can go kindly fuck himself. However...
he can go disrespectfully fuck himself.
Yeah. He's pushing it. She is pushing it to the next fucking level. It's like, you know, you slipped in the store and like sprained your ankle and then you're suing because you're like, my whole leg needs to be operated on from my eyeball down to my foot. It's like, just stop.
Given the level of celebrity, though, like, I'm not going to judge her as a person. I'm going to probably lean into that. It's her legal team advising her to go after all this.
She wants to see how much he will give.
But her legal team may have been like, this is what we're going for, but she is the person who said that it caused her so much fear that she has not been the same since and cannot properly fulfill her job functions. Which, again, I just think it's a little bit much. I think it's pushing it a touch much. And it throws a little bit of shit onto your case.
It does.
It just seems, you know, I mean, if you're just more honest, you're like, you'll get scared the crap out of me. And like, you know, I kind of don't want to be in that same sort of a situation again. So I tend to not go to these types of sightings. Instead, I'll go see women instead of men or whatever the fuck.
I have no sympathy for the paparazzi to begin with. Like, honestly, these people suck. These people are shitty people. Because you're just stalking people and taking pictures of them for profit without their consent. So that's, you know what? Sometimes you're going to get yelled at. Do I think Kanye should have reacted like this? Absolutely not. But like Sabrina's saying, you know what? That's kind of part of your fucking job.
Yep, it kind of is.
Get a different job.
A photographer, that's what happens.
Being shitty.
And Ye is unhinged, and you know these things happen sometimes, you know, and the fact that she's dealt with her whole life, I don't understand why she can't keep working. But you know what? I can't downsize if she was scared. I get that. Someone charging at you, and you know, in a situation that if you've been doing this for a long time and no one does this, and someone that actually does it, then it's kind of one of those things where then now you're nervous because it's never happened before. Now it's happened. Now you expect it always to happen, maybe. But I honestly, like, I believe this happened. Ye, you know, probably is not denied anything. You know, the fact is he broke the girl's phone and give her a new phone, give her some money like Ty said, and be done with this shit, man. But I guarantee it won't be that easy for him. It just won't be. Just like it hasn't been easy to deal with all these contracts in Hollywood. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. All right, everybody. Our featured story today is about the DGA getting a contract. They actually worked it all out with the AMPTP, and they're going to sign a contract. Well, they're sending to their board, and they're going to get it over there on June 6th, and they're going to have a vote, and that they're going to make sure ratified, then it'll be done for 3 years. But also some breaking news that happened just now on top of this. SAG-AFTRA has officially authorized strike authorization for their board as they negotiate their contracts. Just came through right now. The vote was today.
That's real breaking news. Woo!
Breaking news. So that's real breaking news.
With Fran Drescher on our side.
Fran Drescher being like, "Hey, it's good. I think that's worthy of a clap here, a group clap for Fran Drescher. Yeah, get Fran, doing something good. But for the DGA though, I don't think this is good. Now they're saying it's monumental, it's great for them, but you're screaming solidarity, solidarity, solidarity. And I knew this was going to happen. I said it before in this program because the WGA, first of all, said, or the DGA said officially, they're like, oh, we're not going to, put it out there what our negotiations are. We can't say that it was going to be private negotiations with AMPTP and us. It's all going to be, we're figuring it out. Then we'll let you know when we get someplace. Well, they just signed a deal and call it a day. So it sucks for the writers. It took their momentum out today for sure. I imagine they probably saw this and were like, fuck, because they were hoping that, the DGA would just be like, hey, we're going to strike so they can, work a deal off them, then we'll take our deal. And then SAG would strike, and then all three unions are together, and then it would force the, the producers to do something, the AMPTP. But that's not where they're at right now. So now it's just WGA. DGA has a contract. SAG is up now. They're starting tomorrow. They're starting negotiating on Wednesday. They're starting negotiating. So we'll see what happens with them again. Fran Drescher put this out already for the strike authorization.
We'll get together with a good friend Gabrielle.
Well, apparently not anymore, Chris. Apparently not anymore. Apparently she's kind of kicked her to the bucket. So that's what I'm hearing more and more. But for this, what are they getting? Here's the question. What are they getting? Well, they're getting a 5% increase the first year, 4% on the second, and 3.5% on the third. So that's a pretty good raise overall. It's like 12% overall over 3 years. Pretty good raise for the actual directors. They're actually getting more benefits for their residuals. They're addressing AI. All these things are things that the actual Writers Guild want. They're addressing AI, and they're saying, hey, AI is not a human person. That's in their contract. It does not generate revenue, and that's not going to replace any duties of any performed members of the union. And that's insane because that's what WGA wants, and they won't do that for them. But they'll put it in their contract. I think it's a big fuck you, WGA. I think it is. They're like, DGA are producers as it is, like for the most part. I mean, they're working with the studios all the time. They're the money people. And so like, whatever, we'll give them this deal. So they work that out. They're letting assistant directors and directors had an extra hour a week or 1 hour less a week of working. I don't know what that really means, but whatever. They're actually helping get directors and producers and writers, not writers, and assistant directors. They're giving them terms and conditions for reality TV, which they've never had before. So that's in there. They're saying there's a lot of big increases across the board. The big thing is the residuals and the AI is being addressed. And, and the fact that they're able to get a deal as quickly, it's pretty great for them, but not for everybody else, I don't think. So it's tough because now we have a situation where the writers have been on strike for 30 days and the DGA signed a deal. So it's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to cave? Are they not going to cave? What's going to happen? Sabrina, what do you think about this? You saw the DGA had this deal. How do you feel about it?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, there you are.
What?
You were very delayed for a second.
I was on my own personal delay. I kind of think that, much like my life, I kind of think that it's super fucked up and rude of them to do this, especially when they were preaching solidarity before the strike even happened. But since they did start striking, they really were mum's the word on that shit for a hot minute. And then they made that whole rule where we're not going to talk to the media and let anyone know what's happening. So at that point, I kind of knew that, of course, they're going to make a deal, right? Like, why would you not, why would you be so hush-hush and on the table? The only reason for that is that there's a strike going on and you don't want people to know that you're making progress. So I knew that they were going to come to a deal. Honestly, that's really kind of more of a SAG maneuver to me. I'm a little bit surprised at the DGA because I feel like that's something that we would do because we're assholes. Yeah. And by we, I mean the people in charge. I don't mean me personally because I'm always on the wrong side of things with them. And I agree with Ty. It was very sneaky. I think that they think, like the DGA and the producers think that this will help facilitate and move things forward. But anybody who is aware of the Writers Guild knows they don't fuck around. They're the only people who strike, and they strike for a long time, and they do not give a fuck. So if you don't give them what they want, you can wax poetic all day with every other union and make 100 other deals. It doesn't matter if you don't give them what they want or close to it. If there's not something that they feel like they're going to compromise on, they will still strike. And as far as they're concerned, this is good for you. Doesn't matter. You still cannot start production without us. So you still have to come through us. So I don't think that it really makes too much of a difference. I think it the only thing I think it really does is makes the DGA look bad, unfortunately.
I think it does too. I mean, the fact that, again, we were saying it's just like this sneaky little attack. It's like, fuck the writers. We'll get our own deal. It's fine. We'll work that out. And it's like, when they're in a spot right now.
People who are in both unions, writer directors.
Yeah, there are a
so
lot.
Like it feels like they're like not acting in their own interest in a way.
But there's more directors that are producers, and there's more actors that are producers. That's
fair.
So it's more like it's more spread out between those two unions. There are some writers who are producers too, but I feel like many more directors are, and many more actors are in the, are also producers. So it's to their benefit.
And that's why SAG always deals.
I think that making a big deal about AI is honestly kind of silly. You can't AI directing. It was never going to be an issue.
You're kind of right there. I know they got that. Maybe that's why they gave them the deal so easily with the AI, right? They're like, whatever. You can have your AI deal.
You can't
whatever.
Chat GPT directing a film.
You could AI. You could definitely AI a second AD who basically sits in the office and makes call sheets and does paperwork and stuff. Like you could definitely AI a good portion of that position.
You could. There's a chance of that. You're right, Sabrina. That might be something they'd be looking at. But Rachel, what do you think? Do you think this undermines the WGA, them doing this? Do you think this is good for the industry overall? They do some shady business like this?
I pretty much agree with everything Sabrina said. It just makes them look like assholes. And the WGA is going to do what the WGA does. And they're going to say, fuck you. Take your shitty deal and shove it up your ass. Have a nice day. I don't think this will make a difference to the WGA, but it does kind of, they're going to get some side eye, and that's really all it's going to be.
Yeah. I think it's like,
I'm currently giving them side eye.
Yeah.
They're like, really? I bet they woke up and they were like, really, guys? This is what you did? You're really going to go with that? Okay, fuck us.
This is not gaying it up.
No, this is not gaying it up. This is not gaying it up. Chris, what are your thoughts on the DGA?
Not gaying it up. That's it.
You think this is
It's sketchy. It's not gaying it up. That's what I believe. Thank you, Rachel.
I like that take. I like that take on it.
Are you surprised by it, though, Chris, that this happened?
No, the bitches.
They're bitches.
I agree, Chris. They are bitches. I mean, it makes sense that this happened to me. I'm like, they're just gonna, be like, fuck it. We'll sign a deal, right?
Yeah. No worries on them. No worries.
Yeah, no worries. But I told Sabrina too, it's like for me though too, it's like we're talking about too, producers, directors. I feel like all they're doing is taking money out of one pocket and they're putting it in another pocket. That's all they're doing. It's their own money the whole time they're playing with. It's not a big deal for most of them.
They're just out there playing with themselves.
They're just playing with themselves.
They did
and gotta play with gotta play with yourself sometime. Play with yourself. Play it. And then for me, it just sucks. It just sucks because I was really hoping that they would be better than that. I thought they would stop dingling the dingleberries and they would fucking get in there and they would help people out and they would take care of their other members, their other union members. Dingling the dingles.
They're just dingling and playing with themselves.
That's what they're doing. And they're letting the AMPTP dingle them too. That's what they're doing. But whatever, WGA is going to keep doing what they're doing. SAG-AFTRA, we'll see if they support them. Again, right now, breaking news, the fact they actually signed it, that the majority of members said, yes, authorize the strike. On June 30th, if we have no deal, we will strike. But
we'll see what happens with that.
I don't really believe it yet. The SAG is also like the DGA a lot of times, like Sabrina said, where it's a lot of producer actors, and a lot of times they just sign these deals, and it is what it is.
I feel like if you're a producer, also you should have to recuse yourself or recuse yourself from everything. You shouldn't. It's too much of a conflict of interest. Have you guys joined the any of the picketing with the WGA?
No, I don't. I can't.
I don't picket. I work every day. I beep every time I pass them on my way to work, though.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to either, but I would like to. The beeping thing is hilarious. That people are like, "Don't beep, or you can get a ticket." I think that shit's hilarious.
I've been beeping all that loud,
beep it up,
continuous. Every time I pass, I pass Sunset Gower and Paramount, and I beep the fuck out of it. The whole
you can't beep. There's no beep thing?
You're not supposed to beep. No, in Burbank, you're definitely not supposed to beep. There's signs everywhere, by Warner Brothers, you're not allowed to beep.
You're not allowed to beep,
But in Hollywood,
some might take Warner Brothers.
No beeping at Warner's.
There's definitely someone wiping their ass with a leaf next to me when I beep at Paramount. So good luck getting me not to fucking beep there. You know what I'm saying?
And Ty in the chat's right too. It's like, these directors have these different relationship with the AMPTP. Hence why they've never had they had like a 3-hour strike one time, like back in the 80s. And so it's like, you know what I mean?
3-hour strike?
It was
literally 3 hours and 15 minutes in New York, but only 15 minutes in LA. Because of the time difference. So it was really, really.
So you have like a long lunch and then just like a regular break. Like,
Yep. They're like, let's go out for a smoke. Okay, strike's over. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We're cool.
Have you picketed?
That was just a deadline thing. That's why. It was a deadline thing. Have I picketed? No, not yet. Yeah. I would like to go out there, though, and support them.
I mean, it's dangerous.
Well, it can't be
dangerous.
Just be careful.
Just be careful.
What are you talking about? What are you, my mom?
Yeah.
Don't go on the cruise. There's pirates.
Get off the streets. Get off the streets. What are you doing?
Times are weird these days. Just be careful. I don't know.
Times are weird.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you're in any more danger picketing WB than you are going to Walmart.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
think so either, Rachel.
I think what the most dangerous thing is filming Kanye at a sporting event.
Don't
that's probably the most dangerous. Don't do that.
Any takeaways from today? Do not film Kanye.
Good point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And gay it up. And
gay it up.
Gay it up.
And you'll be fine.
Gay it up.
If you want to succeed in Hollywood, don't mess with Kanye. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not surprised. I saw this news and I was like, fuck, of course they settled. And that's what it is. And now only time will tell when the WGA wraps it up. Maybe we'll slow this down. Maybe it won't. Maybe they'll get a deal sooner. I feel like this is going to just make this go on longer now because there's no DGA behind them and there's no extra momentum. So I feel like it will also just delay the strike longer. And it'll probably go, like they're saying, September maybe count because we'll see what the actors do because the actors could shut it down like that, So we'll see. Only time will tell. But the
more strikes, just like across the board, all workers' unions, more of them need to just do some more strikes because workers are not being treated well in this country.
Yeah, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore, right?
Hell yeah.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Wasn't that Walter
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what you're doing, but...
I wish it was Friday because I'd make you fucking drink.
I know. I'm not going to take it anymore, DGA! Anyways, everybody, it's been a great night. Thank you so much for being here on Kruse Control on this Monday edition. Appreciate you as always out there in the chat. Thank you for watching. We're at 395 right now, so those numbers keep going up. So appreciate you telling those chinchillas out there. Rachel, thank you so much. Oh, 96, look at that. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had some good times, good chats, and we'll see you back here again soon.
Absolutely. I'll be back to gay it up some more another time.
Gay it up.
Gay it up.
It's going to be my catchphrase now.
I'm making t-shirts.
I would make a t-shirt.
I'm doing
it. Gay it up. Hashtag Kruse Control. Chris, thank you so much for being here as always. Appreciate you joining us on this Monday edition of Kruse Control.
Thank you very much. I had a very nice time. I don't know where else I would rather be.
Nice.
I don't know. I have no clue.
We appreciate you. Sabrina, thank you as always, too, for being here. Lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori.
Of course. Thank you. What a send-off.
And as always, everybody out there, please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. And as always, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your grandpas, your great-grandpas, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandma and grandpa, because they're still alive, booked into the Matrix, playing with squirrels and chinchillas and little baby squirrels and big baby squirrels and those big fucking huge raccoons that are fucking nuts. They're nuts. Tell them to watch Kruse Control, because when you do, they subscribe. We all subscribe. We have a great time. We want to keep coming back here for you. And tell those fucking chinchillas some more, those kangaroos, and those fucking leprechauns. Fuck you, leprechauns. Subscribe to Kruse Control. Anyways, everybody, as always, happy to have you here tonight. Have a great night. And happy Monday. It was a great show. It's a great show, right?
Great show.
We'll see you again on Wednesday for our Hump Day edition. Take care, everybody. And as always, see ya.